Alright NPCs, Mason the French here back with another trading video. So this video is going to be more about the recent days of trading. So I haven't traded today, yesterday, and Friday. I didn't trade those days. If we come over here to Friday, there wasn't a lot of stuff that happened. I mean, I guess Trump spoke, so the market definitely most likely went down. But I'm going to show y'all the charts from these days and show y'all why I didn't trade and just why it wasn't good trading days for me. And for this week on Monday, no news Monday, so garbage day. And then today on Tuesday, there was a good amount of news. Today was just not a good day to trade. I mean, I saw potential opportunities when I was going to, but really nothing serious was going to happen. And I mean, later on this week on Friday, the day after Christmas, there's no news again. So Thursday and Friday, I guess, are more off days, essentially. Wednesday, maybe. I probably might trade tomorrow just because there's a red folder and for unemployment activities. But overall, this video was just going to be more about showing y'all what the market looked like during the days that I did not trade and showing y'all the potential opportunities I could have traded and also why I didn't trade too. So this right here is going to be Friday's trading day. So after I'm done setting up my chart, coming over to the 1 minute candle, going down to the calendar, and then we go to right when the day started. So this was what the day looked like in the beginning. And also when I did look at what my chart was going to look like for Friday when I did it that day, well, later in the day when I did it, I looked at what the chart was looking like, and I'm glad I did not trade just because from the way I had my chart set up, it was going to be a sell day off of how I did my chart. But obviously that's not the case. So if we were to come over here right when the market opened and I did another dumbass impulsive trade, I could have made an easy 124 pips right there. So yes, that is good. That is indeed very well. But like I just told y'all, I definitely would have lost $1,000 or maybe a little bit less if I was to do that trade, if I did an impulsive trade. So honestly, no reason to do that. Now, a second trade that I could have potentially done was around this area. And honestly, to me, I thought that was the only way for me to hit a good potential trade was right when the market opened. Other than that, there may be like... Well, now that I'm looking at after the market's open, it's kind of hard to tell, but could have made a trade at around right over here and then boosted up and done another 100 pips, but honestly, no reason to do that. And plus, if you just look at the entire day, it's just hella consolidation. That's why I just said there's no need for me to trade. Even though it looked like a good day to trade, if you were literally a market opener right when the fucking market opened, you could have made a shit ton of money. You could have made at least, 130 pips or even closer than that. If you really let it roll up a little bit more, you could have damn near made 200 pips like right when the market was opening. If you saw a good trend right over here, like honestly, I probably could have put in a buy right here, but then the entire time for all this time, I would literally just be waiting for a trade to, or for money to come in. I probably would have put in trade, like I said, around right here, and then gone out at around over here if I was to meet the market cap over here. But for, let's just say it was a little bit less. So I could have made maybe at least 110 pips, which is very, very solid. So now that I'm saying this, may have traded, probably should have, but it's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, it's not like I've missed out on a lot, just super consolidation that day. And then after no news Monday, again, coming back to the 1 minute candle, going back to the calendar and go to exactly when the market was about to open at the 14-hour 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then we take a right turn and then we see the market open up bucktooth right over here. I did hop on the market to do this on Monday, but for some fucking reason I couldn't load into my broker account, and when I had it send an email to my email, well, like the 2-step authentication code, I wanted it to get sent to my email, but it didn't, and it didn't go through. So I gave up, and then I just started watching the chart to see what was going to happen. So on my case, like I said, today was going to be a sell day from what I saw, from what I was going to do. I was going to do it as a sell day, but only in the very beginning. And I could have made money, y'all. I mean, it was just like a little bit annoying. Right here, obviously, when the market opened, it shot straight up in the fucking air. could have done at least 150 pips, but not ideal in my case. And now this right here was when I was going to put in my sell. I'm telling y'all, you can call it bullshit, whatever it is, but I was gonna put in my sell at around right over here, just because I saw this candle right here, the 32-minute candle. It basically met its peak, its high, and then this was when the trend was going to make a downtrend, and I was going to ride this all the way to right here. Damn, I could have done 100 pips right there, just straight off of that. So like I said, 100 pips straight off of that shit would have been phenomenal. But then here was the issue, is that for a long time, yeah, basically 40 minutes or like closer to an hour, for that whole long time, it was just straight consolidation. So my only really good trade would have been my very first trade, and I wouldn't have even gotten out. I probably would have just rode it for a little bit longer of a time to see what was gonna happen. But once it got to like right over here on this mark, right around over here where it went down as a downtrend a little bit more, that was when, to me, it's like, no, that's just doing it too long. And then if I did want to wait a little bit longer, about like 45 minutes or like 50 minutes right over here, I could have put in a phenomenal sell right here. Now, if I was to put in my buy at around right over here, if like, this is just potentially if I was to do this, but if I was to wait a good amount of time and I put in a buy at around right over here, and I took it straight to the moon, that is 150 pips right there. So that is super clean, very good for the market. But again, it was a no news Monday, so super unexpected to see what was going to happen with the chart. But I did, like I said, wanted to put it in as a sell, but I couldn't log it in my shit. So not a big deal, it is what it is. And then after setting up the chart, damn, what the fuck? I've never seen these candles look so squashed before. But right when the market opens, we go to right 1430. Today, the 23rd, again, did not trade today. We open this shit up, and then we see, now we can see that the strat that I have, it actually pulled through today on this day. But you see what I mean, bro? I swear, every time when the market opens, it likes to hit a good old uptrend right over here. So we could have made a solid 80 something pips, not even 100 pips, so not that big of a deal. But obviously, you know, the market's gonna make a nice downtrend and come back down. And if I was to do this, if I was to hit my fair value gaps right on this good old motherfucker right here, and I space it out, you can even see that it was going to make an uptrend based on it rejecting the fair value gaps. So it made a good reverse. Didn't break its way through, so it made its way up. And then this is definitely where I would have put in my buy trade. I would have put it in at around yay mark right over here on this third mark. Most likely that's what I would have done. But I probably could have put it in earlier just because you can see a good clear rejection right over here on this pattern. But look at this. It just consolidates for a good amount of time. It consolidates for like 50 minutes or a little bit more. No, like 40 minutes or so. So it did that for a good amount of time. So let's just say, for reference, I would have been in this trade for, damn, like an hour or so. Shit. So let's just say theoretically, I was in this trade for over an hour and I didn't see any like dips going down and up. I didn't see any big trends. So let's say I got in at this third mark right here. And then let's say I got out at around right over here when they were starting to make more of a downtrend where all these reds are at. Basically right here. So after that, I would have made 150 pips. That's super solid, but I wasn't going for longs for this. Normally, I'll go for more of the shorts. This is why I trade in the beginning of the market, just because that's where most of the price action goes about. Like right over here, you can just see it did a lot of volatility. And I also went to bed super late, but that's not gonna matter at all, because regardless, I'm gonna wake up to my alarm and get straight to it, no matter how little sleep I had. But like I said, today just wasn't a good trading day for me. It could have been if I did it for an hour, or I could have made a few $100, or I could have just increased the lots, risked maybe a little bit more, and I could have made the amount that I wanted to get at. But nah, today just wasn't the day for me. But tomorrow, for the unemployment claims, I'm most likely going to be up for that. I feel like tomorrow could be a little bit of a better day. I know there's not much going on tomorrow, and a lot did happen today, but also when you're doing on Forex, you gotta make sure you look at the shit that's happening during your time zone when you're trading. So when the market opened for me, these two would have most likely been going on, or they could have been done, or it kept on going, I don't know. But then these two started later on, and that's when everything was going crazy. So if we were to go off of that 7 a.m. marker over here, we would go right over here, my time, and we went to the 15-hour mark right over here. This was approximately when that, well, all this shit was happening during that time, but you can see how it just still kept consolidated, and then it went up a little bit. So that's, like I said, if you're a really good trader, then you can probably spot that out. I haven't been doing this long enough to be able to spot this out. I just basically, most of the time, obey my strat and go off for that. But like the past 2 days that I could have traded, disobeyed the strat. Today was actually one of those days where the strat was obeyed. So I definitely could have made money if I stayed in for a long time. Kind of pissed, but it's fine. We have other days. But that was literally that I wanted to talk to y'all about, just how I haven't been trading the past few days. Just been more of like analyzing the chart, just seeing more of what it is. I've been more reflecting on this than actually doing it. I'm actually going to do it tomorrow though, on God. And I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a good day for where my trades are going to hit. So I will be super excited about that. But hopefully y'all motherfuckers have been doing good with your trading and doing well and getting better and better by the day. Don't know if y'all traded or if you did trade. If you did, let me know. Let me know how you did. Drop it down in the comments. But without further ado, I'm gonna just keep doing this shit, motherfuckers. Keep doing it. Also, I created an Instagram account. It is called Mason the French, and it's also on TikTok. The same exact way that I made YouTube. Same exact way to say it. So give that a follow. I'm gonna be dropping some sauce and some videos on there for y'all, just to give out some good information. But without further ado, NPCs, gonna get back to editing videos and making some more tunes. We grinding this shit, motherfuckers.